tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you and to me, but mostly me. I can't determine your afternoon. You're going to have to do that all by yourself. This one isn't going to be very long. I have very much time, but it isn't going to take me very long to cover it either. All right. I might use my own experience. Welcome. Yo, Amber. Yo, Amber. Yo, Amber. Yo. Good afternoon, Michelle. Good to see you. I'm not even doing introductions. So I'm just seeing this a lot. Stop blaming your parents for who the fuck you are. Stop it. For God's sakes. Did my parents do some what I would consider horrible things to me? Yes. But at some point, you need to grow up. This was a hard one for me to work through, too. I mean, the shit my parents did to me created CPTSD. But let's look at some things. Right? Because it takes two to tango. My behavior, as a little kid, my behavior wasn't that bad. It wasn't until I got a little bit older. I was out of control. I wasn't doing what I was told. Wasn't going to school. Wasn't doing this. Wasn't doing that. Now we have this whole and everybody's blaming their parent. You know, I'm going to tell you something. The men that raised me were in fucking world wars. They were shot at by other people. They were running around while other people were trying to fucking kill them. And we're whining that we have to move out of our parents' basement. Just stop. You're never going to be able to move forward unless you can work with it and accept the fact that it did happen. I know that there are probably people in your life that help create trauma, but it is not their responsibility to heal you. If they had the capacity to heal and do all that, they probably wouldn't have created the trauma in the first place. Now, I'm not laying excuses for other people's behavior, certainly not. But there's only one side of the street you can clean, and it's your own. There is nothing. In fact, I actually have a list here real quick. Actually, I need to add one thing onto it real quick. I have a list of stuff for what life owes you here. I just need to write one more thing on here. Nothing. This world owes you nothing. Your parents don't owe you shit. They did the best that they could with what they had. People run around saying, my mom's, what is the 5 traits of a toxic and narcissistic mother? Suddenly we're all doctors. We're running around deciding what other people are while we're sitting there and we don't even know who we are yet. This is what we call survival mode. It is survival mode, and it is not a place to live throughout your life. Don't do what I did. Face your fucking snakes. Face them. Find something bigger in this world that'll help you out, and go face your darn snakes, man. Everybody's running around. Not everybody. Not cool to put everybody, because that would include me too, and you guys. And a lot of my friends I don't see. But man, everybody just, what is all this hate? Even when it's something good, we got to find what's wrong with it. And gosh, it's so easy to hide behind your camera, behind your social media, without anything valid, without the truth, without fact. And emotions are not fact. I wish they were, because if so, I'd be right all the time, but they're not. I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was bullshit that Dion was going to have to take responsibility for his own triggers. And to this day, it pisses me off. But whose anger is it? It's mine. How am I ever going to be happy in life if I'm constantly pointing the finger at other people? Here's the problem. When you do that and you get a little bit of excitement in there, what you do is you create oxytocin. And what that oxytocin does is it goes to your brain. But it doesn't go to the pleasure center. It goes to the reward center. The pleasure center and the reward center are different. Reward center means do it again. That made us feel good for a minute. Let's do it again. And now you have a bad habit that's providing you with a reward, and you continue doing it. We got people out there running around accusing everybody of everything else, but they have no idea who they actually are themselves. It's like taking life advice from a 13-year-old. It's like Dion being a midwife. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Not when it comes to that, but suddenly everybody's an expert on everything out there. I got 3 months of sobriety, and now I'm going to show you an easy way to get sober. You know, there's nothing in that that makes any sense at all. We got to stop with the fake. 99% of the videos I watch are fake. They don't exist. And by fake, I mean what they're saying does not exist. So stop looking for the easier, softer way. It ain't there. All I hear when people run around and do that is, I am unwilling to take a look at the actual problem. And I hear that because that's what I used to do. I was a very big bullshitter, and I know bullshit when I see it. Right? So stop blaming your parents. Stop calling your mom darn names. Was my mom the best mom? For me, she was. Was she the perfect mom? No. And? And? So what? We've all had, everybody, you know, some may have it tougher than others, but that's all going to be based on perception. See, like me, the thought of being homeless again is a fear of mine. There are people out there that don't give a fuck that they're homeless. That's not their fear. And what might be my fear may not be that other's fear. And what we're doing is we're running around, not we, but what I see is people have trauma and they're running around putting it on other people. And I know it because it's how I used to do it. I've had a million acquaintances in this life. I've had a million fucking friends, and they're not around because of that behavior. Now that Dion knows who he is and what he's doing in life, I don't have to say, if something is going on, oh, I'm just that way because my parents were narcissistic. Well, first of all, you're not a doctor. You're not a therapist who can diagnose narcissism. And not only that, but narcissism is a legitimate mental illness with no cure to it. Do you want it? You don't? Oh, then shut the fuck up. And stop with the toxic. God, dear Lord. These kids in their 20s who think they're psychologists and shit because you went through something tough. Fuck. Yeah, Michelle's a little bit older than me. I bet life was tougher for her before it was for me. I commented first, why did it give away my number one? Oh, Amber, stop blaming YouTube and just be the number one fan. was purely a joke. Purely a joke. Okay? It ain't gonna work for you. Every time you blame someone else for something, you are going to get what? More of the same. Birds of a feather flock together. If you continuously attract people that you find with narcissistic behavior, that means you play the victim. That's what that means. When Dion was drinking, whoever I dated was codependent, and I would go out of my way. I would go out of my way, but it still worked that way because that is what I was. And if you want to continue being the victim, you will continue being the victim. So stop. This is what I had to do. I had to stop using unwarranted, prideful anger against other people and send it to my reward center, because that it reinforces what you're. Then your brain's like, oh, that's the right thing. You sent it to my reward center. That's a good thing. We're going to keep doing it. And you will stay in that until the day comes when you decide, you know what? I'm going to take responsibility for my own actions. I'm going to take responsibility for my own emotions. And you sure as fuck need to take responsibility for your triggers. And that is the truth. Until then, you will not find peace, harmony, or serenity. It will not be available to you. You will have band-aids that you're putting on something that needs a tourniquet because you don't know what you're doing yet. And it's okay not to know yet. That is okay. All right. I'm going to go hit the 3 o'clock meeting. And my daughter's coming over, so I hang out with her. Told you it was going to be short. 12 minutes is short for Dion. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.